Well, empathy is one of the key characteristics that people who work in the human services sector are likely to show. But we also know that empathy can become the source of what's known as vicarious trauma. And vicarious trauma occurs when a volunteer, a helper, or someone who's paid begins to take on the adversity and trauma of another person. They begin to absorb it and internalise it. And it can manifest physically, and if it's left untreated, it can also begin to change our outlook and perspective on life. We know from statistics that after first responders, people who work in the human services field are most likely to experience compassion fatigue, burnout, or vicarious trauma. But the good news is you can identify the early warning signs of vicarious trauma, intervene, and do something about it. But the first step is to create a culture in which we acknowledge that us as individuals or family groups or teams are actually at risk of experiencing vicarious trauma. And having acknowledged that, we then need to create mechanisms to talk about that regularly. If the context for experiencing vicarious trauma is within a family group, it looks like really prioritising the social supports that are around you. Or if it's within a team or an organisation, it's prioritising really good supervision. And it's prioritising really meaningful self-care plans. So whilst we might be likely to experience vicarious trauma at some point in time, the really good news is that given the right supports, attention, and responses, we can actually grow through it.